Hi guys, Paul here with PABrewNews. Have a little session going on. Feeling pretty good. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I actually went to the Weiss markets in Muncie, and kind of what happened with the last beer. I actually got a elder beer, a little age on it, for a very sale price, which is nothing like what's going on in this area. This does not happen. I don't know what happened to Weiss markets, but all around the coast of Weiss markets, along their different areas, they're doing this massive sale. They're moving old beer out and hopefully getting new beer into place. So that's a very, very interesting thing for me in the future, and the future of PA Brewers for sure, because they're in my local area. It's basically the easiest thing I can go to for fresh beer. Anyway, fresh beer wasn't the thing going on in the Muncie area of Weiss markets, but now they're moving everything out. But before we can get some fresh beer in, let's review some old beer, shall we? I brought some things that can handle time. Let's just say that. Not the environment, maybe where it's aid, because the beer area is right next to the kitchen, so it's hot, cold, hot, cold. And I think that's the number one problem. When you start seeing beers explode, as the is it the Morelos exploded. I had some Backwoods Bastard that I bought for $7, a 4-pack. Hey, that's cheap as shit, right? But they still exploded on opening. Not horribly, but still exploded. That means the conditioning of the temperatures is affecting the beer. I got another one here. We can see how this works. This is a vintage ale of the Smuttynose Brewing Company, which is no longer around at all, as far as I know. But this is their Scotch ale. And a Scotch ale should bloom. It should get better and better over time. So we shall see. And if you look back about 2 years, you'll see me review this same batch, literally batch, of Scotch ale. Let's see what happens. Okay, first things first. It's gonna explode. Hey! First things first, it's gonna explode. Didn't see that coming at all. I like the fact that it clarifies a little point that these companies that are supposed to be like beer hubs that are just grocery stores have no idea about beer. They have no concept of beer. It's just another surplus. It's another market to make money. It's another capitalistic adventure that, unfortunately, this is in 1970. In 1970, beer went off the shelf like I mean, they couldn't buy it faster than you could make it, because everyone had the same generic bullcrap lager that was made from everybody, blah, 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 the whole deal. The whole new market of ales is something that's completely beyond the average beer market, beer vendor, beer this, beer that. I think that's pretty obvious to state at this point in time. However, let's get back to the beer in question and just leave the rants for another day. Yeah. Okay. If you notice, there's no head. Up to the light. Copper coin, ruby hues throughout the glass. A little bit of Faith No More in the background. Just because the beer is a little exploded doesn't mean the beer is going to change or get worse. So let's get some aromas. Actually, a little bit of rose petals coming out of this one too. Very floral. A little brown sugar, caramel raisin. But a lot of floral aspects coming out of this one too. Let's get an aroma. Or taste, asshole. Hi, cheers. Very smooth. Very nice, very creamy. No off flavors at all. It's not as big and bold as I would like. You do have a lot of muted raisin. A lot of muted raisin, brown sugar, dark baker's chocolate, those kind of things. Muted. Muted notes of that. Bow, bow. But overall, it's very, very enjoyable. Now, if you take something like Dirty Bastard, example from Founders, you put age on that thing, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because I've done it. It gets really crazy. This one, it's staying the same. It's getting a little more muted. It's just kind of muddling together. I even think I said that when I had it 2 years ago. It's very nice, very drinkable, very approachable. And that's the problem. It's not getting bolsterous. It's not getting bigger and bigger. There's something in this brewing process that is hindering this beer. Maybe that's why Smuttynose isn't around anymore. Think about that? Boom! I don't know what it is, but this beer is super drinkable and super fucking boring. So, but it's not off. I mean, I can't find one single off flavor about it to say, oh, because the age and the treatment, yeah, exploded on entry, sure. But it's not off. There's nothing off about this beer. I'm going to definitely enjoy drinking this beer. Overall, it's an as advertised beer. If you see this on the shelves, believe me, it will probably explode. Just saying, put a little towel down, no big deal. However, the flavors, the complex flavor of this beer, they're all still there. They're very nuanced. It's as advertised. It's two style. It's 7.5 out of 10 for me. This is Paul from PABrewNews with the Scotch Ale from Smuttynose. I'm sorry, I should have put it here. Smuttynose Brewing Company Scotch Ale. It's still drinkable. It's still delicious. It might spill on your table though. You got to put a little towel down. That's all. Other than that, it's a very good beer. Still 7.5 out of 5 for me. Yeah, 7.5 out of 5. 7.5 out of 10 for me. This has been Paul from PABrewNews. It's still a very lovely Scotch Ale. It just didn't grow like I would hope it would have. Just don't ignore it. It's still something you should have. It's definitely better than most Scotch ales that I've actually had from market. It's even better, just macro company doing a Scotch ale. So please give this one a go. I think you'll be very happy, and the drinkability is amazing. So this has been Paul from PABrewNews. I don't know if I even told you what the ABV is before you leave. I think I just kind of jumped into it. It's from the Big Beer series. Does it say? No, I think this is one of my This is one of my complaints from last time. The Big Beer series doesn't dictate the ABV of the Big Beer. So, again, maybe that's why you're not around anymore. Maybe. Anyway, this has been Paul from PABrewNews. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Have a good night. Cheers. Be safe. Bye-bye.